Inside I heard the trumpets call, a salute to the champions on the wall. And in the jazz of squalls and in passion brawls she danced.
So you've got the gold all loaded onto the carts. You're taking it to the vault, and you wheel it through the bank. Scott has come back out of his offices and is kind of hovering around. You got tarps over this stuff, so Scott may or may not know what's underneath the tarps. He kind of hovers and floats around. Thomas Thibodeau is with you. He's walking with you. When he sees Scott, he just kind of motions him back, and Scott goes back into his office to do whatever he's going to do. You get to the service elevator, which is this ridiculously industrial-looking elevator. It's got big chrome sides, and it's a big, heavy-duty elevator. It says something like 10,000-pound limit on it. And he looks at it and goes, "We're going to have to do this in 2 trips because you have about 13,000 pounds of gold."
Right. I remember that.
So you roll it out there. I'm not even sure you can get all the gold on the cart. You probably got half of it on the carts, because there's about 5 or 6 carts, but they're pretty full. You roll it towards the elevator and put it on there and ride with the gold down. Takes you into the vault. You're not sure how far you go beneath the ground. Probably not very far. Maybe 10, 20 feet. You don't want to go very far underneath the ground in New Orleans, or you're going to hit water pretty quick. The elevator opens, and here's this huge marble and granite room, and there's iron bars in the front, and at the back behind these iron bars there's this big silver, what looks like a vault. It's closed. He walks up, Thomas Thibodeau walks up and unlocks the metal bars that are there, and you guys start wheeling the gold in there. He leads the way to the vault, walks up to the vault, looks like he maybe punches in a code, then there looks like there's maybe a handprint scanner, which is pretty high tech for 2010. And then he reaches over and spins the big silver wheel on the vault, and the vault kind of swings open a little bit. He pushes it out of the way, and it moves, soundlessly and very slowly. And you can see that this vault is probably about a foot thick. It's serious. Inside,
be like the most fun and satisfying part, like actually opening the vault, just spinning the wheel.
Spinning the wheel and having it just kind of gradually slide open.
Being weighted just right so it
actually
But he goes in there and he says, "Look, we've got some safe deposit boxes there. Obviously, you're not going to need those. There is a table in the back where you can kind of unload the gold. And so you push the carts in, begin unloading the gold. And it's kind of stacking up. He looks at it and he says, let's just stack it in the corner over there for now.
It'd probably be a lot better if it was like any consistent pieces instead of just what looks like an old stove
in pieces, right? Yeah. Well, they should have carved them up pretty regularly, but yeah.
There's going to be a couple of irregular shapes in there, but I was assuming, do they have like scales and stuff back there? So
No.
Oh, okay.
And for the scales of this, you're going to need one of those big scales. And he does have big scales and things like that,
right.
but yeah, he said they're not back there in the vault. So
right.
back there.
How much does a bar of gold weigh?
Now remember, you don't have bars. These are pieces. You get a small piece that's around 10, 20 pounds.
It can weigh whatever you want.
Yeah. She can cut you off. What are you? Like a shaving of gold to take with you? Wear for earrings.
I would like a statue made after me.
There you go. Let me get your craftsmanship.
In the vault, like you can do whatever you want.
Whoa, Thomas freaks out because you just drawn your sword. But anyway, so you load the gold into the corner. Thomas says he'll clear out one of the larger boxes and make room for them. And he says, but it's probably going to be several deposit boxes. Take the carts back up, get the second load of gold, bring them down, stack them out in the corner again. You can see that Thomas is kind of making calculations, and he goes, "That's a lot of gold. That's a lot of money. You guys are going to need to open accounts."
Done?
I remember that.
Done?
He says, "Look, let me. I'm going to go up there and get Scott and get him to help me open accounts for you. Realize we're a bank, so we really can't move this stuff. I mean, we have to be on the up and up about moving your gold and selling it and liquidating it, which I can do that in a lot of ways that will minimize your tax burden. So probably the easiest way is going to be to set up some corporations, maybe some LLCs that are going to be gold trading, or maybe a treasure hunters LLC, and we can do it that way. And then I can start selling the gold off on the market, but it's going to take a little while. Did you find anything? Where did you get all this gold?
We're going into business. Boys.
You would never believe us.
Yeah, we followed a map.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have anything else you want to store in the bank? We have a wooden chest with iron bands and gemstones.
I know. We have all the gemstones, so
Gemstones,
we have gemstones as well.
Where?
In the truck.
Yeah.
Who wants to do this?
I'll saunter off and get
Okay, because he can carry that by himself.
Yeah, you really can't. You
All
probably put the gemstones on a cart. Honestly,
Okay.
I don't think
okay.
you probably wouldn't leave them with the truck driver. You know.
Not really,
Yeah,
but-
no.
Yeah, probably not.
I assumed they
I'll
were
trust them
here,
that
but
much.
Yeah, the truck driver has seemed to be on the up and up, but again, yeah.
Never can tell.
You head back out. Well, you pull out probably the wooden chest. It's about this big, and you open it up, and he goes, "Wow, that's a lot of gemstones. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to get those appraised. Have you had them appraised?"
No.
I've given them
Okay,
some
we-
praise.
Yeah, not appraised. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we.
Does
we
not
haven't
smell
had
the
time.
like, pontoon train rolling off.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
She
just gonna
burps out even
pick
your feel
one
butt.
out.
Our first priority was to take them somewhere that they would be safe.
Right. That's a good priority because that much money wandering around the city is going to draw some unwanted attention for sure.
So you say Miranda's just going to pick one real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah.
How would Miranda decide? Would it be based on color? Size?
It would be based on how.
The closest one to you?
No. It would be based on one that I think would be valuable enough to pay my rent, but also a small enough value that BJ could cash it out at the pawn
She
shop.
does live above a pawn shop.
Right.
I can't argue with that.
It would be based on my idea
Right.
of the value of
I
realized
the pawn
the
shop owner
gems-
is when it cracks the case because he's an OG. Keep on coming in each month.
Right.
Yeah.
For payment.
Why should they be in
Maybe
gems?
in gems.
That's so strange.
International-
Yeah. Now you guys don't have to leave the gems here at all if you want. I mean, they're small enough and light enough. Honestly, you could bury them underneath your,
I have that secret hidey
I
hole.
mean,
Yeah,
I
hold
think
the high
that we
hole.
could take a clutch of them for
and
For
put them in your pockets.
security.
Take a little portion.
I'll just
Yeah.
refill my sock again.
Yeah. Everybody else taking off socks and filling
I
with
love how you
gemstones.
did that though. So it's like, I mean, you could take like, clutch, and then it's like it just stuck it right into your pockets while you were
Double
talking.
handful. Each of you could take a double handful of gems, and there'd still probably be half the chest.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
I'm gonna ask him if, when we open those accounts, if he could give me a bank bag. You know, the leather bank pouches that you can
You can get pretty much anything you
Yeah,
want.
sure.
Yeah, no, like I'd like and I'm just gonna fill one of those with
I
the
want a
gems.
hoodie.
No hoodie. A hoodie.
Bank hoodie.
I don't think they do bank hoodies.
Yes,
no.
ma'am.
But they do have a toaster.
I don't know if they'd have bank hoodies, but they
I
would
wanna put my
definitely
gems
have
in the
hats.
plastic.
They have
That's
these
a bad idea.
bank caps
Yeah.
or the
If you
puggies.
want
Those
a
are the best things. But they
Yeah,
have
cozies,
cozies in
yeah.
them, yeah.
Scott, give them your polo. No, I'm kidding. So you guys each grab a double handful of the gems, kind of shove them in your
I'm
pockets.
also taking some gold bar back with me.
Maybe a little one. Anybody else want to take a gold bar?
I'm thinking I want to take like
I'm just
30
gonna take
pounds of
gemstones.
gold with me.
Okay, where are you going to put that? You
I don't
in
know.
your arms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why
And in another bank bag.
Oh,
Come
right,
bring a
gotcha.
bank
I'll
bag.
let you
Yeah.
borrow my duffel.
Yeah.
I think
Well, you can
there's
grab a handful
30
of
pounds
those.
of gold would be more than a bank bag of gold, wouldn't it? I have no idea.
Gold is
No.
heavy.
30
Okay.
pounds of gold is about this much.
Make that 2 bank bags? All right.
So think like honeydew melon size. This is going to be 30 pounds of gold.
Okay.
So yeah, you grab it. So a few pieces of the stove and kind of put one in each hand. You've got the gemstones in your pockets, and the rest of you each grabbed kind of a handful of gemstones. Thomas Thibodeau's kind of looking at you guys, and he just kind of shrugs. He says, look, I've got a good appraiser friend. He's very reputable, trustworthy. I can get him to come in and look at the rest of the gems that are here. He probably would be able to actually help me move the gold as well for you, since gold is typically used in jewelry and some other areas like that. And he may have some connections. Now, he says, we're a bank, okay? There are fees for these kind of services. So I just want to be upfront about that. I don't want you, when we start charging fees for these things. He says, to liquidate the gold, set up the LLC so we can minimize the tax burden and some things like that. It's probably going to be about 10% of the value, 5% of the value. He says, but I'll let you know once we find out how many hours this takes. He says, but the big thing about it is I don't want you to think you're going to get all your money at once. He says, we're going to have to liquidate this over time. If we liquidate it over time, especially, then we can definitely probably fly below the radar of the federal government to the point where they're not going to start auditing me or you. And so that's what we're looking for.
Audits are bad.
Yeah, audits are bad.
I mean, we still have 270 million.
Wouldn't we be better off just registering that we had this and paying the tax off the top?
Well, see, the problem is since I assume you found this gold.
Totally legal.
The problem is that the federal government, when it comes to this much gold, might decide that it's actually owed to them. They have a tendency to sometimes confiscate treasure hunters' gold or to send it to its rightful owners. Now,
The government.
well, or demand that it be put into a museum or something along those lines. So
or demand a third of the amount.
well,
Yeah,
actually, they
say
normally demand
national
about
treasure.
half. Yeah, so
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
which is still a half of 300 million or so is still a lot of money for you guys, but
But it's going to the government, and we don't want that.
that's right.
Exactly. How dare they?
That's right.
Yeah.
And so he says,
Okay.
we're going to try and do this in a way that'll keep us below the radar so we can maximize the amount that you keep and definitely not have anybody start nosing around looking to see where all this gold came from. I can probably move $1 million worth of gold a month pretty easily. He says, but that'll mean what I'll do is I'll move the gold, liquidate it and sell it, take my fees off, and then I'll deposit the rest of it into your bank accounts that we're going to set up for you. Unless you want to have a joint bank account set up under a limited liability company that you could all draw from. It's up to
do
you.
both options where we
You could.
get
Part to
individual
us and
bank
part to
accounts and then
LLC?
also a joint company account for
Sure, absolutely. We can set that up.
future treasure hunting
Right.
expenses
Well,
or other
Right.
business
we can even
expenses.
set up a charity
wink,
fund.
wink.
That's not a bad idea too.
And we don't all
well,
have to.
we'll
Yeah,
set
I
up a
like
charity
that.
fund because that's going to be one of the ways we minimize our tax burden, and we're definitely going to probably, since Deacon Fontainebleau was the one who connected us together, we'll probably make a Catholic charity one of our primary beneficiaries of that. It seems reasonable.
a few.
Yeah,
Now, is that $1 million
You
each
said it.
or $1 million split among us?
split among you.
Okay, good.
employees of the charity, and then we just give away 10%, and then we keep it. That's how we get the taxes.
That's right.
So
He's not wrong.
I'm sticking with him.
We
He's
could
not wrong.
start a religion.
No.
And then
I mean,
No.
you know what I'm saying?
Aren't you a woman of God?
This
not
is
for me
heresy.
to worship.
This is heresy. That's still heresy for somebody else to worship. Bad Miranda.
Like, well, I'm
No,
practically
it-
God anyway.
Whoa.
We just worship both.
We need intervention.
Church of both.
Followers of the dragon.
Yeah, that's right.
Children of the dragon.
I'm going
Dragon,
to
yeah.
your priest friend, whose name I can't remember suddenly.
So
Deacon
you,
Fontainebleau.
I'm going to Deacon Fontainebleau.
you guys head up the elevator.
I just thought about
I'm a
it
good
starting
cat.
When you
with
get
that.
out there,
I just
Thibodeau
thought
calls
about
for
it.
Scott. Scott shows up and he says, look, I need you to get these people to fill out the paperwork for personal checking and savings accounts. And I'm going to work on setting up an LLC and a charitable foundation for them in my office. So get the paperwork done. And so Scott says, yes, sir. I'll get him on it right now. He goes over behind his desk, prints out a bunch of papers, and hands each of you a stack of them. maybe 2 or 3 pages. And he says, I've got pens and have a chair over there if you would like. It takes you about 45 minutes to fill out all the paperwork, make sure everything's witnessed and signed correctly. He inputs it into the computer. It's now about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, by the way, on Sunday.
And we have not slept.
You have not slept. You're starting
for yourself.
Yeah, you slept for a couple hours.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
I took a nap.
You guys are feeling a little punchy, but you're kind of on this high from the gold, but it's starting to wear off. Thibodeau comes out and says, all right, I think I've got everything in motion. The LLC will be set up probably Monday evening. The charitable foundation probably Tuesday morning is when the earliest I can get it set up. And I've made some phone calls, and we're going to start moving the gold as soon as possible. You should start seeing deposits into the LLC this week and into your personal bank accounts as well. And I'll send you an itemized list of all the fees that are going to be charged. He says, but you should be pretty happy with them. So he hands you your new bank cards, which are, the little cards. Mm-hmm. He also hands you the checkbook for the LLC, which does not have a bank card. It's got a checkbook, one of those, weird looking checkbooks that, has all the big checks in it and stuff like that. He hands it to each of you, and he says, well, is there anything else you need?
I'd like to buy some shares of Amazon.
I'll check into that. Yeah.
Hey, what's that? Round in the 8?
Little book company.
No.
Yeah.
There's a book company.
Little book company does
Yeah,
online
yeah,
work.
it
So
was-
Oh, a Kindle. Yeah.
Yeah, we knew about that back then.
No.
I felt like I had one when my brother graduated high school, which was
May have
2010,
been,
but maybe not. Maybe it was the year after.
Sure, back then.
I'm just gonna take a handful of Dum Dums out of a bowl.
Help yourself.
Take a what?
So
I just feel like I've earned these.
he's
Like put
giving
them
you-
between my fingers, like Wolverine.
he's giving you each bank bags for your gems, and 2 bank bags to you for your gems and your gold. Where do you want to go now? It's about 3 or 4 o'clock. Yeah, you guys are worn
I'm
out.
tired.
Slap
Can you take me
worn
home?
out.
Yeah, a bath, a
Y'all
good bath,
wanna
and
meet tonight
that'd be
for
nice.
breakfast?
Yeah, you guys been swimming in
Meet
Pontchartrain.
tonight for breakfast?
Yep.
Or meet in the morning for
maybe
breakfast?
like a deep
Well, yeah, we'll
scrub.
probably sleep all the way through tonight too, huh?
Yeah.
Given how late tired we are,
What,
because
it's
it's
ele-
like 2, 3
It's
in the
about
afternoon.
it's about 4. It's about 4 in the afternoon.
4 in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
And we've been
Okay,
tromping
yeah.
around the island and carrying lots of heavy gold.
Well, remember, you guys went out at I think it was around 8 o'clock. You've been up all day long, and now you've literally almost been up 24 hours straight without sleep. You're probably
Yeah.
closing down on. Oh no, actually more than that. Almost 36 hours straight.
Dela
yeah.
will pass out like.
Yeah, you guys are getting
momentarily,
really tired.
so.
I assume everybody rides with you. You drop them off at the various places. Anybody want to do anything specific before they go to bed? Because you are all beat.
Test the traps.
Lock the
Yeah,
door,
they're working.
and I'm gonna put the gold somewhere I think is safe, like maybe under a cabinet or
Okay. But in the
back of my closet.
okay, back in your closet.
behind some like shoes and stuff until
dirty
I think
clothes.
of something better.
Underneath your shoes, yeah. Anybody else going to do anything to kind of hide their gemstones or anything like that?
I don't think Bunk. That's
Oh, to hide them?
Hide them, yeah. Before you go to bed, because you guys are still tired. Even with your 2-hour nap, you're still tired.
No, I definitely.
Yeah.
I'm sticking it under my pillow.
It works. Well, it's just gemstones. You got the bag.
Yeah.
You can put it right underneath the pillow, easy. Yeah.
I'm not thinking of these in a monetary sense, but I'm putting them in like a little box along with the rest of my setup for
Right.
things.
Yeah. You go into your place and there's all the armor making stuff strewn everywhere where you had stopped when you had gone out for treasure hunting. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna put mine in a clean sock.
Mhm.
Put my dirty sock in the laundry, and I'll just tie it into one of those.
Like
And yeah, and I'll just put it in the bottom of my scroll case
Okay.
that
Your sword's in.
that I keep my
Should
sword
fit that
thing
pretty
in,
easy.
and I'll just keep that there until I wake up and figure out something better.
Yeah, gotcha. That's not a bad idea. I mean, a sword of the cross on top of it. Right. Okay.
I'm not
much
going
gonna mess
anywhere
with
without
it.
that.
Yeah.
so.
Right. Yeah.
Put mine on my shipping container.
Underneath it. Yeah. Yeah. And you guys all head to bed. Anybody setting alarms in particular, or are you just gonna sleep?
No.
What day is this?
This is Sunday. It'll be Monday when you wake up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sleep. I don't need an alarm.
I'm not gonna sleep long though.
You are or not?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna get back to working on
The bathroom?
the
Downstairs?
bathroom and moving on to whatever else is next.
You were going to get ready to... You were going to hire a guy, I think, to put some walls up so you could have a bedroom downstairs, I think is what that
Okay.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that then too.
Cool. All right, so...
I don't need much sleep.
No, you don't. You don't. You get that inhuman recovery or something like that.
So I don't have to sleep
you kind of
too
shrug
much.
that stuff off. Most of you sleep pretty long. You're used to sleeping long hours anyway. This is normal sleep time. You're up around probably about 6 the next morning, Bolt. Grab your cell phone, make a few phone calls, get some contractors heading in. One of the guys says he can be there later that afternoon to take some measurements. The other guy says the plumber says he'll be in there, probably tomorrow morning to start putting plumbing in and getting the bathroom set up for you. He says he wants to know what you're looking for and things like that. What kind of, do you want a shower installed, bathrooms, toilets? He'll come over and get your information and write some stuff down and send you some pictures of what he's looking at Lowe's. And so he says he'll be over on Tuesday morning. So you pretty much finished the demolition that you can. Anything else you want to do?
I haven't put cameras in, have I?
You have not. You could probably go downtown, buy a few of those, and wire them up yourself. Do you have craftsmanship?
I do not.
I don't think that electronics. I think it's just under craftsmanship. Breaking, building, fixing. Yeah.
I am very good at breaking.
However, I think you're trying to fix right now.
Yes.
You might want to get your friend to maybe at least supervise when you wire this stuff up. I mean, you have a craftsmanship of 0, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I can always just, so as not to disturb him since he started working on a project for me,
Yeah.
I'll just get somebody to come out and install
Okay.
them. I reckon.
You make a phone call. You've heard there's a security service downtown that can set up, different cameras for you and stuff like that. Probably install some better locks as well. Probably not a bad idea to consider some deadbolts. Do you a good job there, something like that.
Okay.
So you call them.
I find the idea of Volt being an electrician very funny. Like I can already see like the little.
Works fine. I don't know what's the problem with you guys. It's fine. It's just electricity.
Great.
Yeah. Guy says he can be down there in about an hour. So he shows up in about an hour. It's probably 9 o'clock in the morning. You're probably his first stop of the day. He starts, looking around, asking you questions about how many cameras you want. Starts talking about deadbolts and making the place a lot more secure. Gives you a price of around $4,000. You're thinking you could probably handle that pretty easily. What's your resources at?
3.
Yeah, you can handle that. It's going to put a little damper on your resources, but not bad, and you'll definitely be able to cover it back up.
Yeah, resources should all be like like a 12 or
Oh,
something.
speaking
now.
of,
Here's a tip.
speaking
Pass
of,
it, Jim.
because of the gold, everybody's resources goes up by 1 level, just for free. You're welcome.
I got a 4 now.
Yeah, so just keep that in mind.
I
You-
also have a 4 now.
Yeah. Oh wow, you got resources of 3. I didn't realize.
I have a 2 now.
Way.
I have.
I like to believe that the paranetters help out when they can.
Probably can. Yeah. So everybody's resources goes up by 1. And you don't have to worry about whether it,
I was about
The
to
pyramid.
ask.
the pyramid thing. Yeah, don't worry about that.
I'll put like a special mark so I remember that it was special.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. But the security guy takes his measurements, tells you he'll come out the next day and install all the cameras. He just is getting ready to leave, and the guy who's going to come do your remodeling inside for your bedroom shows up.
Okay.
He takes some measurements, asks you if you want windows put in, which you probably don't. Asks you if you want anything else special put into the bedroom. Remember, he's going to do it on the bottom floor, right next to the bathroom, for all that matter.
Anything special? No. Yeah.
He says, based on what you've told him, it's going to be a couple $1,000s to probably do that. Of course, that's just to basically set up the flooring, he's going to put a ceiling in and basically put in sheetrock. Now, it's not going to go all the way to the ceiling of the warehouse, because that would be weird. It kind of goes to where the bottom of the office is, and then comes out a little bit from that. He's going to taper it so it kind of has a nice vaulted look to it. Anyway, it'll look nice. And he says it's probably going to be about $3,000 for that.
Okay.
He says, okay, he'll start getting the materials. He says he'll start working on it the next day as well. And of course, the plumber's coming on Tuesday. It's probably around 9 o'clock. The rest of you are starting to wake up and start to stir around. You've had a good 12 hours of sleep, is what it is. You're probably, making coffee, doing toast, maybe pouring bowls of cereal, that kind of stuff. So you're all beginning to stir and wake up. Yeah.
Seeing if I could find The Blind Side on TV.
Yeah. No.
Dang it.
Not at all. Jody, you're waking up and you feel awful. I mean, you're like,
Awfully powerful.
Your head's stopped up, and as you wake up, you realize you got this terrible cough. You sit up and it's just phlegm and yucky stuff, and you're just really, really congested in your chest, head stopped up, sinuses are pounding. You're not feeling well at all.
I'm gonna get up and throw some clothes on and grab my money and not the my normal money.
Yeah, I don't accept gems.
And I'm gonna walk down to the I think it's Walgreens.
Yeah, there's one close by.
I'm gonna walk down to Walgreens and get my usual accoutrement of.
Yeah, well, you don't get sick very often because
congestant pills and.
Well, you don't get sick very often because
Spectrum.
wizards have a constitution that kind of prevents that kind of stuff. So it's a little surprising to be sick, but you go grab the sinus stuff, some cough medicine, all the different things.
Gallon of orange juice.
Right, and head back. You're still feeling pretty puny. You go back to your house, pour yourself some orange juice, kind of cook some breakfast, take a few pills, and you feel marginally better, but not that good. The rest of you, it's 9 o'clock or so. What would you guys like to do?
Just thinking about the fact that in the Dresden universe, all of those things actually could just be ingredients for a potion.
Yeah, that's right. What you need? You need him to make you a potion.
No, I just thought it was funny. Because I understand where Kyla gets it now. Anytime I open the fridge, I just see a full thing of orange juice.
Oh, yeah,
I was I'm like, Kyla, you sick?
That's right.
Yep, just making sure I'm not.
Yeah, that's right. Lots of vitamin C. You gotta have the C. So you're doing anything? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll get up and I'm gonna take out the map.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna kind of just look over it, see all the new additions I've added, the ley line things. And I don't really know about the paranetters though, right? That's kind of a my purview thing.
You could know about them. He's probably mentioned them in passing. You just need a computer, which you can afford now.
Oh yeah. I'll go downstairs and see if there's a laptop in them.
You head downstairs. What was your guy's name that owns the pawn shop? Was it Reggie?
It's so funny. It was like, I could use a
Reggie's
thing. Just go downstairs.
War buddy.
Oh, that's right.
I wrote it down. I keep wanting to say BJ because the thing was called.
It is BJ.
I feel like
Yeah.
it was BJ, yeah.
Yeah, it's BJ.
Okay.
BJ's pawn shop. You head downstairs, kind of stumble into the pawn shop. You kind of get your cup of coffee, probably your, maybe hoodie on or something like that, sweatpants and a t-shirt. And BJ says, "Whoa, sleeping in today, huh, Miranda? What can I do you for?"
Yeah, I had a really long day and night. Do you have a laptop with internet capabilities?
Yeah. You want Windows or Mac?
Windows.
Okay. He says, "Yeah, I've got one I took in trade about a week ago or so. It looks kind of on the top shelf. Pulls down this little black case, unzips it. Looks like it's a Sony Vaio, which, if you remember back then, was actually a pretty good one." He says, "You buy it or just borrowing?"
What about a trade? And I pull out the gemstone that I picked out.
What do you pull? What color? Give me a color.
It's just a clear white, diamond.
Okay. Little one, big one. How big are we talking?
I would have picked it.
Big your fingers with that sharp part.
Yeah, I would have picked a decently, not alarmingly large.
Maybe like a carat or two. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Something that's nice,
Yeah.
but not what the heck nice,
Yeah. He looks at it and goes, "Is that a diamond? Can I see that?"
I think it is, yeah.
He takes it and he pulls out his little jeweler's glass and puts it underneath there and he kind of looks at it and he goes, "Huh. It doesn't have any registration marks on it. You find this on you get it from an old piece of jewelry or something like that?
No, it was just kind of loosely lying,
Okay.
you know, and
He says, "Yeah, I think this is a diamond." He says, "I'm pretty sure it is."
I said the whole thing, but he was talking, so I didn't lie.
He goes, well, okay, so trade for
The laptop and maybe, you know, the rest of it could go towards my rent if they're.
Yeah, absolutely. That's are you sure? That seems like it's a little in my favor, you know. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll throw in the laptop, and let me give you maybe. Do you have a DVD player or a TV?
I have a VHS player with the TV upstairs.
Well, let me give you a DVD player so you can watch TVs
Perfect.
or something. And that's a little more square. And so he hands you the little black case and he says, "Yeah, we're good for this month on rent. Maybe part
Do you
of
have a
next
DVD?
month."
I don't have any DVDs to go in the DVD.
Yeah, grab one from the wall. It's yours.
Is National Treasure over there?
It is. It is.
Grab National Treasure on
Actually,
DVD.
both of them are on over there. Ooh.
Super. I'll just
He
be
said,
like,
"Yeah,
I
you'll take it."
Okay, cool.
This is a real diamond?
I think so.
He goes, "Wow.
If it's not, I'll give you the stuff back.
Oh yeah,
But-
yeah. No, I trust you, Miranda. But I'm gonna call a friend.
Pretty sure that wasn't around the
Crazy.
80s.
I didn't think so.
Well, we're 2010.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you're right. What
Yeah.
am I thinking about? The
I don't
80s?
know.
He says, "Yeah, I'm going to give
That's
it
why I
a
said the
praise."
black back in, like, 2009.
I think we're good. I think we're real good.
Okay. Okay,
So he,
cool.
he goes over, grabs the phone, kind of calls a friend. It's on the phone for a little while. He says, "Yeah, okay. Well, hey, enjoy the DVDs there, Miranda."
Thanks.
You head back upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay. You open the computer, plug it in. This one, it does not have Wi-Fi. There's no Wi-Fi in the shop anyway.
Oh.
So you plug in the little Ethernet cable, and there's an Ethernet jack in this place. So you hook up the Ethernet jack to it, and so
I'm on the internet, guys.
Oh, no.
Ooh, what's AOL chat room?
I think AOL was gone by this time.
Yeah,
wasn't,
yeah,
shouldn't
you're
it?
right.
That was 90s. So yeah, you're like, okay, cool. You start surfing the internet. It's 2010, so you know a lot of the stuff that you remember was there. Actually, I think Amazon was doing pretty well in 2010 at that point.
It was established.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty well established. You're just kind of surfing around.
Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Was it not Google? What was the one with the dog?
Fetch.
No, it wasn't Fetch. It was. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Swag bucks.
Yeah. So you're
like bingo or something like that.
yeah. So you're surfing the internet for a couple hours, probably checking out all the different websites because you haven't been anything in particular you're looking for.
Well, I'm trying to tap into the Paranet.
You start typing to the Paranet. You find several sites that call themselves the Paranet. The only one that seems really legit. I need you to make me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Right.
I have +3.
Okay. Oh, you're good.
So
Even
3.
You find this site. It looks like it's Paranet, and it has a message board where you can leave it, messages, information, a bunch of different threads that have been started by people chatting about different things. You're going to have to make an account and then be accepted by the administrator. So
okay.
you
Can I look at the message boards
No.
without interacting?
no,
Oh, okay.
you can't. Everything's kind of locked down. They want you to be kind of
Make
checked
an
out.
account. Lowercase x, uppercase x, underscore.
Oh, good lord.
So you
Holy blade.
yeah. Oh, you have to have an
Something
email
like
address.
that.
Do you have an email address?
Yeah.
Okay,
something,
you probably do. Yeah,
Probably like
probably the Catholic Church has one for you.
Miranda is cute. 82 at
Gmail.com.
Yahoo.com.
Yeah, Yahoo.com.
Something
There
like
you
that.
go. Hotmail.com.
Yeah, Hotmail.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
From when you had your Xbox, right? So you set up your account and kind of surf some more. About 30 minutes goes by and you get an email. And so you look and, or what is it? You've got mail. And so, well, no, that's not what it would say. And so you open it up and yeah, your account's been approved.
Nice. Okay.
Let's hop over here. All right, so you're looking for something to watch on TV. Anything in particular you're doing?
First thought was just kind of roll around in bed for a while, but
You can do that. You don't have to get up right now. You can stay in bed as long as you want.
no, it's weekday. We got
Right, true.
progress. Progress.
Progress must make progress.
I'll get up. Probably find something to eat real quick. Mindlessly just kind of flipping through channels. And probably next thing I would do would be to quickly try to make some kind of order of all the pieces and parts that I have scattered around the little work area, because I kind of left in the middle of that.
All right, so you start
His name was Lou.
assembling the different parts of the armor, kind of getting it put together a little bit. Probably spend 2 or 3 hours working on that, and you get it pretty close to being finished. You've got a little bit more finish work to do. Tack down any seams. Make sure everything's glued down. Probably do some test work on it, making sure. And he'll need to come over and try that and make sure it doesn't come loose or anything like that. But yeah, you're pretty close to having it finished, so you're pretty happy with that.
I mean, large mannequin can only go so far.
That's
see
right.
how it actually does on the thing.
So it takes till about noon for you to get it pretty much to the final stages to where you're ready for the final stages. All right, Bunk. What are you up to next?
I am probably still sleeping.
Okay.
And then I'll get up and probably practice the trombone. And
Okay.
just kind of go about my usual.
All right. Probably make some black coffee, hang out.
Coffee, hang out.
Call and see if you got any gigs for the weekend.
Set up some stuff. And just kind of doing trying to get the weekend set.
Right, gotcha. Takes you a couple hours to do that, run through your trombone practice routine. You get a couple gigs set up for this weekend, so you're pretty ready to go on that. It's probably around 1. That's about it. Good toss. It's around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Jody, you're still feeling terrible. Really, really
I
bad.
don't have Vic's here. I don't have Vic's there.
You're
listlessly watching TV.
Yeah, you're still not really. None of you have heard from Dela. Dela has not, contacted any of you. Are any of you going to contact any of the group?
I am going to have to call Volt. Since I'm entering test stage.
The final stages.
But before that, because it's been about 3 days since I last checked the Paranet, so I'd probably check on it again. I imagine I would check it either like 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah,
since I'm part of that little group.
yeah, probably every couple days. Yeah. You get on the Paranet. You see that there's a new person who's joined the Paranet. Some woman that goes by the
XX Holy Blade XX.
Yeah, you think you probably know who that is.
So I look at it like
scrolling. You're still getting reports, and these are some of the threads that are not. You have levels of administrators, and there's kind of private areas where people discuss different things. You're still getting reports of this time a couple more people have disappeared, or they can't find Paranetters. You're now up to about 20 Paranetters that have disappeared. You're a little.
Lord, I had 2 to 3 before.
Yeah, well, it's a little concerning now. It's been over the last, probably not. Let's go with 10. Okay, 10 of them have disappeared now. It's you've been kind of out of communication with them, and so you're like, this is getting a little disturbing that so many Paranetters are going.
Is it still from around the French Quarter?
Most of them are around the French Quarter. Yes, most of them are around the French Quarter. Well, or that's where they see them. A couple of them are ones that hang out at Jackson Square. Some of them are other ones, just who work in coffee shops around the area, or maybe in some of the various tea rooms doing readings. And these they just didn't show up for work, and that's where they don't know what's happened to them. They're just gone. So it kind of makes you a little bit concerned. You gonna? Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I just kind of want to check up on some of the things that we had on this. Possible ghoul activity by the docks. I know we confirmed some ghoul activity by some cemeteries.
Well, yeah. Remember, the police are aware of that.
Right.
You gonna check on the Paranet about it?
A little bit, just because I want to see if it's still a thing.
The only thing you really see on the Paranet about it is that they're saying, don't go to the docks, you might get eaten by ghouls.
Yeah,
Everybody's pretty much, don't go to the docks, especially after at night, because it's a dangerous time, which, don't go to the docks at night anywhere, because it's pretty dangerous,
Because I have like homeless people were going missing or something like that.
Right.
Also, one that says Hera, 12-year-old girl, maybe minor talent, can possibly see a bit into the future. Was that one of the people that went missing?
Yes.
That's okay. That's what that was. I thought so.
Yeah. That was the one that. Well, most of the other people who have gone missing have been adults. Some of them were even elderly. Hera's the first young girl kid that disappeared, and so everybody's a little concerned about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't have kids disappearing on our streets. So that's bad. Yeah.
If
Adults
there's
is fine.
Nothing really else. I think I'm good with that.
Okay, cool. You've run through the scales. Ready. You're probably watching National Treasure. 3 or 4 o'clock rolls around. You guys are kind of just relaxing. Are you calling him?
Yes.
Okay. Volt. Darwin calls you and says,
Hey, Volt.
What's up?
Not much. Hey, look, man. When do you think you can come by? I think we're about in the test phase for your little project here.
Alright. Do I have any appointments today? Okay. Whenever's good. I can come over now.
All right, sure. I'll see you when you get here.
Alright.
hop into the Impala, drive over. About 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes goes by, and you hear the Impala blah, 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 pull up front, blah, 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 blah.
Wonder who that could be.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a very distinctive sound.
Darwin!
You head out. Yeah.
Just go ahead, open the door, like, come on in, man.
You walk into the house. Everything seems to be pretty normal. He's got what looks like gotten to the final stages of the armor. He's got it set up. It's pretty form-fitting. He's got mesh underneath the soft spots right there. He's reinforced with ballistic nylon, and this stuff's pretty stretchy. There's even a place where your wings can pop out in the back, which is kind of nice, and it seals over with kind of a Velcro strip that's got some ballistic nylon in the way, so your wings can push out of it, and the Velcro will go pop, and your wings can come out. He's got fingerless gloves, so your claws can come out and some things like that. He's got a helmet for you. The only problem he had for the helmet was he could not get it to stretch to fit your dragon head. Yeah, so you'll have to take it off before you. But he's got it set so you can kind of basically pop. You could actually probably keep the top on. It depends on how your dragon parts come out. But you definitely have to take the bottom part off. So something like that. You could, like one of the little round helmets like you wear when you ride a motorcycle.
Yeah,
spike on top.
okay.
Yeah, so look at that. Little with the little German, the spiky helmet. No, but yeah. So it comes like that. You try it on. Do some kind of flexing. Give me a craftsmanship roll real quick. What do you get? +1's not bad.
Yes. With my base of 5 and my belt pouch of useful things,
Yes.
that would put me at 7.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks like your craftsmanship is holding pretty well. You're very happy with the way that things are holding together. You're thinking, okay, this is pretty good. You look at it, yeah, everything seems to be holding pretty well. You say, yeah, okay, you got the measurements. You're kind of looking at the areas where it may have stretched a little bit. And yeah, he's got the measurements he needs and the final finishing touches he can put on it. Probably finish it up tonight and get it to him tomorrow morning if you want.
All right.
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
But we did make it to where it was like stretchy enough for like whenever he makes the partial transform.
Yeah.
That's the
Right.
go ahead and hit us with that partial transform. Let's do this.
All right.
Yeah.
You're able to get your wings to come out through the back. Of course, you pop the bottom off the helmet and can leave the little top part on there to kind of protect your head. You have little fins that probably come up right here that kind of holds the helmet in place. It seems like it fits pretty well. The way he's done it so that where it goes over your ears, it kind of fits right. Yeah, it's nice work. Yeah. Definitely at least keep the top of your head protected, even if it doesn't protect your jawline or ears or stuff. So yeah, you're pretty happy with
I've
it.
got a fist full.
That's right. That's right.
Wax on, wax off.
So you finish up?
Yes.
Yeah? Head back?
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
All right. I'd probably have everything done tonight, definitely tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Anybody else want to do anything in particular? for the rest of the
I
day?
just wanted to
You finished National Treasure.
yeah. Yes.
Oh, time
My
for number
movie
2.
marathon. I just wanted to not troll, but
To patrol.
Mm-hmm.
patrol. Troll.
Is she going to be trolling the parent editors?
Sorry,
or-
I'm
That's
having
what I'm
a
thinking.
crisis because the word is troll
Yeah.
that I'm thinking of. Anyway, the Paranet forums for
Yeah.
any mention specifically of either ley line issues or what was the other thing? Cats and Jackson. Either of those topics popping up on
Right.
forums. Do I see any mention?
You see one mention of ley lines where one lady says she's mapping the ley lines around New Orleans, and she's asking for help. Not a whole lot of interest in that. You get the feeling that there's a lot of practitioners who don't really can't know where the ley lines are. But a few people say, hey, you should look at the major streets, major roads. Most ley lines follow those, blah blah blah. And there's maybe about 6 or 7 little posts to kind of go with that. And then it's kind of an old post, so there's not a whole lot.
I'll just
Yeah, go ahead.
subscribe to that post in case anything new pops up on it.
Yeah.
I'll just keep an eye on it.
As far as the cats go, there's a couple posts about make sure you're not inside the Jackson Square area, garden area, after dark, that the cats tend to show up. They haven't done anything, but they act weird, and especially around practitioners, they're not real cool with hanging out by weird stuff because you just never know. They said some of the cats have actually been pretty big and kind of aggressive and a little spooky, so they give them wide berth is what it is. And actually some of those posts are pretty recent. Yeah, I saw the cats out in Jackson Square last night. I was glad I was on the other side of the iron bars, so they couldn't get to me, and so that they left me alone because I was on the other side of the iron bars, that kind of stuff. So yeah,
I'll follow that thread also in case of new alerts.
cool.
And other than that, I'll probably realize that I haven't sent out any emojis in a while. And just sort of shoot a, like a thumbs up, like sleepy eyes, then like an awake face, just sort of thing. Send that out to the random.
You do that, and immediately you see Antoine has left the group. So.
Okay.
You guys have put Antoine in the group, remember? And so he's left the
That
group.
tracks.
Yeah.
That tracks. Okay.
Yeah. He's got his, no, he just doesn't want to know about your sleepy eyes.
Then
Sorry.
I just say, Antoine, no!
Yeah.
After, but he doesn't get it
Yeah, no,
because
he
he's not in
doesn't,
person.
So yeah, you send some emoji. Everybody gets a text from Miranda, except for you. So you don't get a text. Your phone, you're feeling, you kind of pick up your phone. It's a flip phone. Do they do emojis?
I don't have
do they
any
do emojis?
I don't think they can.
No, you see,
You
know.
just get the emoticon translations or just a bunch of symbols every time.
Yeah,
I
that's
send an emoji.
right. And you're like,
That's like the car was like,
I think your phone's screwed up again.
so said emoji heart face plus emoji. It's like,
Yeah. So you just close your flip phone and put it down. Yeah. Everybody else gets the emojis. Anything in particular you guys want to do before I call it a day and we move on to Tuesday?
What time is it?
It's probably around 7 or 8. I mean, it's not late.
Am I feeling any better or am I feeling worse?
You're thinking worse. You feel pretty bad. You think it's probably worse than this morning, too.
So I'm going to call a taxi
Okay.
to take me to the emergency room.
All right.
Because I'm never sick, so I'm worried.
Yeah, you should be. You call a taxi, landline probably. Taxi shows up. You kind of bundle up in your coat. Probably grab your umbrella just in case.
Get my money.
Climb into the taxi. Grab your money. Taxi takes you to the emergency room for the New Orleans hospital. Well, probably for Tulane University Medical Center.
Yeah.
Let you out. You kind of go walking in there. You feel terrible. You go stumbling into the front door. I'm going to need you to make me an endurance check.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would have gone to the doctor much earlier, but that's okay.
I think you underestimate the stubbornness of Dela.
'Cause I know the stubbornness of Jody, so you are correct. Plus 4.
All right. You feel really lightheaded as soon as you walk in the door. And you hear from behind the desk, "Shit!" a little bit of smoke come out of a computer. At which point you kind of, I forgot about
Away
that.
from the ICU.
Yeah, and so, yeah, right. And so you stumble up to the counter, and the woman looks at you and says, "Here's the paperwork. Fill them out." And you can tell she's a little irritated because her computer just went. The lady beside her says, oh, "Here, look. Let me call IT, and we'll see if we can get somebody down here to get you a new computer, or at least see what's going on with this one." And so, it's kind of late.
I walk back to the chair and.
A couple of minutes goes by. Young guy with glasses on comes up, goes over and sits behind the counter. The nurse is kind of or the receptionist is kind of stand behind him. He says, "Look, I'll bring you a laptop up until we can get this one worked on." And so he grabs the computer, unplugs everything, kind of the big tower under his arm, the monitor, maybe a flat screen. Yeah, it's a flat screen. Yeah. It's a little flat screen. It's like 14-inch flat screen. He puts under his arm the keyboard and the mouse, and he heads off. And she sits down and is kind of sitting there. By that time, you finished all the paperwork. You walk up to her.
I'm gonna say, I'm really tired. Would you terribly mind?
Darling, if you can't bring it to me, no, I'm not coming around the counter. Sorry.
What if I said if I walk to the counter, chances are your other computer will die too? Okay, never mind.
She looks at you
I
like,
get up
what?
And I start shuffling that way.
Are you going to try?
Hoping it won't set off the computer.
I'm
just going to sit there and I'm going to look like this.
If you give me a discipline check, we'll see if you can kind of keep yourself calm enough that maybe you won't be able to blow the computers out.
Ah! What is this? Endurance?
Discipline.
No, discipline. Oh. 6.
Okay. You kind of steal and calm yourself, thinking, okay, I'm just really sick. I don't feel well, and I'm not going to let that, kind of sneak out to my feelings. You walk up and you hand her the paperwork. And she says, "Thank you, darling." A little sarcastic. And she says, "I'll get it put in as soon as possible." About that time, the guy walks up with the laptop, sets it on the counter. You kind of stagger back to the chairs.
Be calmly because it's newer.
He sets up the laptop, says something to the lady, tells her how to log in, and then heads off. She starts entering stuff, and a couple minutes goes by, and she goes, "Ma'am, I don't see any medical records here. Have you ever been to the New Orleans hospital or the Tulane Medical Center?"
No, I don't go to the doctor generally.
Oh, well, do you have any proof of insurance?
No.
So, okay, well, that's fine. That just tells me how I need to code this. And so she types a little bit longer, and she says, "Okay, well, look, any expenses are going to be paid out of pocket by you. We do have a sliding scale based on income. I'm going to need you to make some income declarations on here. What do you do for a living?"
I'm an investigator.
Like private investigator. Okay. She says annual income. You get a stipend from the White Council.
I know.
Remember?
My resources were +2 from the council, so that's what.
You probably get about a couple $1,000s a month. So maybe a little more than that. Maybe $3,000 a month because you have to pay for your house.
36,000.
Yeah, somewhere in there. $40,000 a month.
Around $36,000.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks. She goes back to typing and stuff like that. A few minutes goes by, and she says, "Right."
Am I standing at the counter this
No,
whole time?
you're sitting in the chair. I figure.
When I enter that, I'm gonna stumble back to my chair.
Yeah, I figure.
And I'm gonna attempt to call Miranda.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Your phone rings. You're still on the internet.
Hello?
You're kind of down the rabbit hole, as internet will go.
Hey Miranda, this is Dela. I'm at the hospital because I don't feel good. And anyway, they're wanting about how much money I have. I don't know. I think they're going to be crappy to me because I don't have enough money apparently from the way she acts at the front desk. And could you bring me some cash? I mean, I don't know.
You've got a little bit of cash.
No, but I think I need more to pay the hospital bills.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I'm at the hospital.
Well, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll be there soon.
Snarky.
Which hospital?
Tulane Medical
The
Center.
Tulane Medical Center.
Gotcha.
And, I'll leave your name on my whatever. I'll tell the nurses. Thank you.
Okay.
This is how he gets all the money back. Medical bills.
I'm tired.
So I'm gonna get another smaller diamond out of my sock. Go downstairs. And be like, hey, so
Is that another diamond?
it is.
Okay, so what do you want this time?
Oh no.
Okay.
He already knows the pattern.
You don't, if you don't, just how much ever straight up liquid cash you can give me for this right now, even if it's not the full value of the diamond.
Okay, he looks at it and he goes, oh, wow, are these real?
As far as I know, and again, I'll pay you back if they're not.
He looks at it and he goes, God, this looks real. Good grief. Says, okay, look, I could probably give you $1,200 in cash right now, but that's not what the diamond's worth. This diamond's probably worth at least $2,000. I'll apply it towards the next couple months' rent. I don't think you pay much more than about $200, $300 a month in rent. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have a whole lot. He says, look, I can apply this towards the next couple months' rent. You're going to be good probably until March.
Whatever you can give
Okay.
me in cash, and the rest, yeah.
He takes the diamond, puts it over by another one, a little velvet case, and closes it. He says, by the way, my friend came by and appraised the other one. It's good. You're solid.
Okay.
So, yeah, and he goes over, opens the safe. There's stacks of cash in there. And he hands you 12 $100 bills. Pawn shop, And so he closes the safe, spins a little dial, and says, are you okay? Are you in trouble, Miranda?
I'm actually the opposite of in trouble. But I have a friend who's not feeling well, and and she doesn't have insurance, so I'm just trying to
gotcha.
help her with
Always looking for tell you what, a charity case for you are. He says, yeah. He says, all right. So you grab a. Yeah, you do have a check card, but there's just not a whole lot in the bank right now. Probably like $100.
One, I'm afraid to use the check card
Yeah.
because I'll fry everything.
Yeah.
Two, I don't feel well, so the last thing on my mind was a checkbook. I got my cash.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I normally do. So.
By the way, you are able to set up online banking, and so are you because you have computers. Do you want a computer or not? No, okay. So you are able to check your bank accounts and stuff like that online if you want to. Yeah, and you can always call in and find out your account balance and stuff like that too. So you grab a taxi.
Do I have money?
Yes. You,
Okay, thanks.
lots of money or a little bit of money? Just a little bit right now. Yeah. So yeah, you hop in a cab, head downtown. Remember, it's Monday night. Is it Monday night or is it Tuesday night? It's Tuesday night, right? So yeah. Oh, wait.
No, it's Monday. It's
Monday night. That's right, because you guys slept all Sunday night. Okay, so yeah, it's Monday night. You head down to Tulane Medical Center. You walk into the lobby in the emergency room, and Dela's sitting in one of the chairs. She looks sick, really, really sick. Her skin is kind of this gray color. She's coughing periodically. Her color looks bad. She's got dark circles underneath her eyes. You're thinking she looks really ill. And when you walk over to her, you can kind of feel the heat coming off of her, like she's got a fever. You walk in, and about that time, the nurse behind the counter says, look, you can go back to room number 3.
Okay.
Is that your friend? Is she going back with you? Okay. You grab her, help her to her feet. She really seems like she's not feeling well. And you help her back to room number 3. She stumbles a couple times. You don't notice this, but she stumbles a couple times on the way
I'm
back
just
there.
concentrating on walking.
Right. You get her up onto the bed. You've been sitting there for about 30 minutes, and this nice-looking, dark-haired, doctor comes in and says, well, what seems to be the problem, Dela? Fontenot. Is that of the Garden District Fontenots?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. So she's, I know some Fontenots in the Garden District. I was just wondering. Okay. So she looks at you and says, wow, you have really got a fever there. Let me check your thermometer, puts it in your mouth. She says, wow, that's pretty high. Let me check your blood pressure. Checks your blood pressure. Says, oh, that's that's pretty high too. Look, let me check your breathing. And she, pulls out the stethoscope, puts it on your back, says take a deep breath. And this horrible rattle comes out of her. And you're like, oh my gosh. And the doctor goes, okay, I'll be right back. And she leaves. All right. And about that time,
I'm going to start my normal.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like cough phlegm up.
Yeah,
so
you're
I'm
coughing
just like,
phlegm and stuff.
Bring me tissue.
Yeah, maybe 15 minutes goes by, and the doctor comes back in, and she says, look, I want you to lie back on the bed, and then she elevates it a little bit and she says, we're going to check you in right now. And so she this orderly is behind her, and you get on the bed, and they push you down the hallway, and you're walking along beside. And
you might want to put her in a room with some space, like 2 empty rooms on either side.
I'm gonna say no electronics.
The doctor says, well, whatever. We've got to hook you up to an EKG to make sure we can monitor and things like that. And so they get you.
I start doing this.
Well, actually, you start doing that, and she reaches over and injects something in your arm, and you immediately feel very relaxed, very peaceful, very sleepy, and pretty quickly she's out. Which means you're not going to mess with any electronics, because you're out cold. And she says, has your friend been exposed to any other kind of biological agents, or maybe does she work with people who maybe have certain pathogens? She says,
I seen the ley line.
She says, has she been exposed to anything like that?
She
Playing Poncho Trainers,
has possibly been exposed to some environmental elements that were
Specifically, do you know what were they?
Like Pontchartrain water and...
Oh, dear Lord. That's nasty stuff. Yeah, we definitely need to get her cleaned up. She gets her upstairs, and she puts a breathing thing on her, and they put a tube down her throat and some stuff like that. And she says, look, we're going to try and see if we can get this stuff kind of pulled out of her, is what it is. So I'm going to be doing breathing treatments with her. We got to get that stuff out of her lungs. And she says, we're not going to put her in ICU, but we definitely need to make sure she's okay. So they get her into the room, put her in there. She hooks her up to, the little breathing thing, and they put the thing down her throat. She's got oxygen into her nose and things like that. They put a little EKGs on her, and they don't actually, I think, probably put anything into it. Well, they probably put, I don't know. She injects her with what looks like something else, just antibiotic, trying to clear her up as quickly as possible. You're welcome to stay. There's a couch in the corner of the room. Let me know if anything else happens. There's the call, switch right over there. And she leaves. So, yeah.